What is agriculture? It's a question that seems at first remarkably simple, yet within it lies the entire story of humanity. In its most basic form, agriculture is the art and science of cultivating the soil, growing crops, raising livestock. It's the deliberate act of nurturing life from the earth for our own sustenance and use. It's the farmer who walks the fields at dawn, checking the delicate green shoots that have just broken through the soil. It's the shepherd guiding a flock across a misty hillside. It's the quiet, patient partnership between human hands and the land itself. A relationship that has defined our existence for millennia and shapes our world today. Think of the apple you might have eaten today. Its journey began as a blossom on a tree that was carefully planted. For the vast majority of our time on this planet, humans were hunters and gatherers. Our ancestors moved with the seasons, following the herds of wild animals and seeking out the edible plants that grew in the wilderness. Their lives were a constant journey, a nomadic existence shaped by the whims of nature. Survival depended on an intimate knowledge of the land, but it was a life of uncertainty. The discovery of wild berries or a successful hunt meant feast, but failure meant hunger. Then, something extraordinary happened. About 12,000 years ago, in different parts of the world, small groups of people began to experiment. Maybe they noticed that seeds dropped near their camps sprouted into new plants. Maybe they began to protect and nurture the most useful plants, clearing away the competing weeds. They learned to select the seeds from the strongest, most fruitful stalks to plant for the next season. This was the birth of agriculture, a slow, revolutionary shift that would forever change the course of human history. For the first time, humans could stay in one place. Villages grew into towns, and eventually, the first cities. The most direct and vital contribution of agriculture is, of course, the food on our plates. Every grain of rice, every slice of bread, every vegetable, piece of fruit begins its journey on a farm. It's a process so fundamental that we often forget its origins. We walk into a supermarket and are greeted by an astonishing abundance, a colorful mosaic of foods from every corner of the globe. Wheat grown on the vast plains of North America, potatoes harvested from the high Andes, bananas grown in tropical plantations. Agriculture is the source of our nourishment, but the gifts of agriculture extend far beyond our plates. Look at the clothes you're wearing. Cotton comes from a farmed plant. Wool comes from sheep raised by shepherds. Linen comes from the flax plant. Some modern synthetic fibers also have agricultural origins. Agriculture provides materials to build our homes. Wood frames houses and barns. Thatch roofs from grain byproducts. Bamboo structures where it's cultivated. Even with concrete and steel, agricultural products still appear. Natural insulation, wood flooring, furniture, food to eat, clothing to wear, shelter to protect us. It's the silent partner in our daily existence. Every day, in countless ways, we're touched by a farmer's labor, agriculture woven into our lives. Look at any great city in the world today. See the towering skyscrapers, the bustling streets, vibrant centers of art, commerce, innovation. It's easy to see these urban landscapes as separate from fields and farms. Yet, not a single city could exist without agriculture. The millions who live and work in cities do not grow their own food. They're fed by a complex, efficient system that brings produce, grain, and meat from distant farms to their local stores and restaurants. The city is utterly dependent on the productivity of the countryside. From the first cities to now, fertile lands producing surplus have sustained urban life and specialization. Today, a tiny fraction farms yet feeds whole nations and exports abroad. This efficiency enables vast metros to thrive. The steady supply of food is invisible infrastructure, vital as roads, bridges, and the power grid. Farmers are the unseen hand that builds and sustains our urban world. The sheer scale of agriculture on our planet is, honestly, pretty difficult to comprehend. It's not just a niche activity, it's a global human enterprise of immense proportions. Agriculture provides a livelihood for over 1 billion people worldwide, one of the largest sources of employment on Earth. In many parts of Asia and Africa, farming is the backbone of society, with more than half the population working the land. They represent families, communities, cultures, stewards of a tradition passed down through generations. It's the family tending its small terraced rice paddy in Vietnam, the coffee grower on a steep mountainside in Colombia, whose harvest becomes a morning ritual half a world away. It's the wheat farmer on the vast plains of Canada, using satellite technology across thousands of acres. From the smallholder with a single cow to large-scale operations, one tapestry of food production. The world's farms yield billions of tons of cereals like wheat, rice, and maize, billions of tons of fruits and vegetables, and raise billions of animals. This monumental effort feeds over 8 billion people, an astonishing web of ingenuity and work. Tea from Sri Lanka enjoyed in London. Brazilian soy-feeding animals for Chinese markets. Kenyan flowers sold in Amsterdam. When we look at the world, we must see the farmers, a diverse, dedicated community sustaining us all. Agriculture is far more than just a source of food. It is a powerful engine of economic activity that creates wealth and supports countless jobs beyond the farm gate. The impact begins on the farm. Farmers, ranchers, agricultural workers. For every job on the farm, many more arise in industries that support and process its products. Raw materials are transported, processed, packaged, and distributed, creating jobs for drivers, factory workers, food scientists, and marketers. Think of a simple jar of tomato sauce, grown, hauled, cooked, sealed, labeled, and shipped before it reaches your shelf. Every step adds value. Agriculture is a cornerstone of international trade. Nations build economies on agricultural exports, generating revenue for infrastructure, education, and healthcare. Global markets let countries grow what they do best, giving consumers variety and efficiency. When farmers succeed, they invest locally, buying equipment, using services, supporting taxes that fund schools and public services. A thriving agricultural sector can lift regions out of poverty, truly a foundation upon which other sectors are built. The health of the land is directly linked to the prosperity of the people. Despite its resilience, agriculture is profoundly vulnerable. Farmers have always contended with nature's uncertainties, from droughts and floods to unseasonable frosts and pest infestations. A single hailstorm can wipe out a season. A prolonged drought can turn fertile fields to dust. For millennia, experience and ingenuity, irrigation, diversification, breeding seasons have mitigated risks. Today, global climate change amplifies these challenges. Weather events grow more frequent and intense. Growing zones shift, traditional crops struggle, new pests and diseases spread in a warming world. These changes threaten global food security. Farmers are on the front lines, testing resilient varieties, saving water, conserving soil, innovating under unprecedented pressure. Agriculture is both vulnerable to and a contributor to climate change. We must build resilience while shrinking its footprint. The future of our food, and planet stability, depends on meeting this challenge with wisdom and urgency. As we face climate pressures and a growing population, the future of agriculture lies in innovation. Technology is playing an increasingly vital role. Precision agriculture. GPS-guided tractors plant with centimeter-level accuracy, minimizing waste. Drones spot water stress and disease, enabling targeted interventions rather than broad spraying. Scientists are developing varieties more resistant to heat and drought, and more nutritious, accelerating improvement with modern techniques. Innovation has also rediscovered wisdom. Agroecology builds resilient farm ecosystems, reduces chemicals, and stores carbon in soils. The farm, not as a factory, but as a living system to be nurtured. The future blends cutting-edge and traditional. Vertical farms in cities grow year-round, reducing transport and water use. Small, diversified farms strengthen bonds between producers and communities. The goal: a food system that is sustainable, resilient, and capable of feeding everyone. The whispers of this future are already here, in labs, fields, and communities, reimagining our relationship with the land. Our journey returns to a simple truth. We are all deeply connected to the land and to the people who work it. In modern life, it's easy to feel disconnected. We buy our food in clean, well-lit stores, far removed from the soil, the sun, the rain that produced it. But distance does not erase dependence. With every meal, we join an ancient cycle. We owe gratitude to the farmers whose tireless work sustains us. We must try to see through their eyes, to appreciate the immense skill, knowledge, and risk involved. They are biologists, ecologists, mechanics, entrepreneurs. They understand soil chemistry, life cycles, and global markets. Through heat waves, cold snaps, droughts, and floods, they ensure food reaches our tables. To respect the farmer is to respect our civilization's foundation. Ahead lies the task of feeding nearly 10 billion, navigating climate, and protecting biodiversity. Solutions will come from scientists and farmers. Seed, soil, water, sun,